up, guys? So we're back on the bike. I wanted to talk about something. I had somebody on YouTube or on Facebook the other day on my MT07 group that I'm in. They were asking me about an update on the Ransoto exhaust that I've got on this bike. I will go ahead and say I have not tuned it just yet, and it has ran fine. I don't have any check engine lights, as you can tell. I have the O2 sensor plugged back in. I never did have it out at all. So everything is running fine as of right now. I don't have any problems. There is a little bit of backfiring. It's not bad. It's only just a slight bit when you're on decel. Let's see if I can get it to do it. It's mainly whenever it's okay, yeah, it's got to be really warmed up before it'll do it. I mean, it's warmed up, but it's not like warmed up like I'm talking. You have to ride around for a little bit before it starts really doing it. I'm gonna go the back way tonight. I don't feel like going the interstate. This light never changes for me, but there it went. There it went. It popped. Alright, so it does have a backfire every now and then. Now I do plan on getting this bike tuned. It'll be a little bit before I can do that. I've been working like I don't know what. It's been crazy. Also, we've been looking at trying to move forward with our house and whatnot, so this has kind of been put on the back burner. So if you can find somebody else that has done this same exhaust that I have and maybe put a tune on it, you can check with them. What I want to get at is the sound of it. I really love the exhaust note that it gives this bike. I don't have any other exhausts that I've ever heard on this bike. I think I've heard a Yoshimura on this bike while going down the road. It's not on mine, but on another guy's, and that was the exhaust I really wanted, and I might eventually get anyway, depending on if I keep this long term or not. That was the exhaust I really wanted, and it does sound good. This bike, or this exhaust, sounds really good too, and I get a lot of compliments on it all the time. When I brought it to work, people wanted to hear it, and it's really not that loud. I thought it was going to be louder from the way that people were talking on the internet, which you got to realize this is coming from somebody that really likes loud exhausts. I like them to have a good tone. I don't like that raspy rattle can open header garbage. I like a really nice tone, loud exhaust. Just passed a Copperoni, and I don't know if he's going to come back after me or not. The exhaust has a good tone. It's a low, throaty, and needless to say, you guys, if you've watched my video of the install, I showed you guys what the three different sounds were: the stock, with the baffle in, and with the baffle out, DB killer, whatever you want to call it. I was going to leave the baffle out from the get-go. I didn't have I didn't care how loud it was. I wanted to be loud. You guys might be different. You might keep it, you might put it in, whatever. I enjoy my vehicle to be loud like this. And it's not really loud. Here's the thing that you can do. Like, I do respect my neighbors like this. When I come in, I get it to a higher gear, and I let it, I mean, I don't even touch the throttle coming into the house. So therefore there isn't really any noise other than very low idle noise. And it's not really that loud at low idle. It's only loud when you start rapping on it, really. That's another thing I like about this exhaust, is when you give it a sharp rap, like just a little sharp twist, it gives you the most crisp rap. I don't know if you get that term or not. If some of the dirt bike riders will probably get it. Like, it'll give you a very crisp, just rap. I mean, it is so, like, nice. I love it. I don't know, I love that about this exhaust. That is really good. I love that about the motor too. I mean, the motor makes the noise as well. So MT07 twin cylinder to me is just, it feels at home with me. I grew up riding dirt bikes and like racing four-wheelers. I had LTR 450s, and this reminds me of my LTR 450 I had that had a Yoshimura slip-on exhaust. It had the DB killer out of it, the baffle, whatever you want to call it. It reminds me of that, and I love that because that was my favorite sounding off-road toy I had ever had in my entire life. It sounded so good. I had a neighbor, it's funny, where I lived at, and I still have the property over in Buchanan, Georgia. We got 9.5 acres, and that used to be my playground for off-road toys. I mean, I've had dirt bikes, I've had four-wheelers. I mean, we just had fun. There was one time we had a group ride of probably 12 to 13 people all in the same group ride, and it's a 15-minute ride on our toys, which we did ride on the road. Most of the cops around there don't bother us because they know what we're doing. We're headed over to this place called Treat Mountain, and we used to ride all the way back into the woods. There was a trail system over there off of Treat Mountain that would go all the way into Alabama. But let me get back on point. That LTR 450 I had, it had that Yoshimura slip-on, and it was so throaty and so deep that whenever you gave it a good rev, like just a little snap of the rev, it was almost like it would shake the ground. And I guess I really didn't know that because I was always on the bike. Like, the exhaust was coming from behind me. That exhaust came up from right up under the seat, which is another reason why I love that quad. But I remember my dad and my brother, they were over at the neighbor's house talking with them. He's got a little CB radio shop, and there was a guy over there who was sitting in there talking with him, and I had rode down there just to see what they were doing. Now, needless to say, back then I didn't drive a truck. I worked at a factory, and I think, yeah, I worked like second-ish, third shift. I would ride like every morning nearly before work, just because I was really getting into riding, trying to get into like GNCC style riding. I know I wasn't going to take it to races and stuff. I always wanted to do a GNCC race and get as good as that. That was like a big goal, dream of mine. Never happened, never will. I wasn't in shape enough. I didn't ride enough growing up to do that. So I wasn't as intelligent enough on how to ride like that. But I always tried to practice as much as I could in the mornings. I had a little track at my house, at my property, that I would ride every day. When I went over there to see what my dad and my brother was up to, talking to them, walked in, I cut my four-wheeler off, walked in, I was met by a man sitting over to the corner. He said, "Is that you on that four-wheeler that I hear nearly every morning?" I said, "Yes, sir. I'm sorry if I'm getting on your nerves. I try to cut back and try to wait till a little later if it gets on your nerves." He said, "Man, no." He said, "I can't wait every morning whenever I hear that thing crank up. When I get up in the morning, that's one of the things I love to hear." He said, "That thing will shake the ground." You talk about putting a smile on my face. That right there is a neighbor for you. And which they were into four-wheelers too, just not racing four-wheelers. They had the four-wheel drive, like Honda, Foremans, and stuff like that. What I'm getting at is that's the type of sound that this bike reminds me of. And it's not just the exhaust that I'm using, I don't feel like. It's the actual bike itself with that twin cylinder. It reminds me of that. And we also had a KFX 700. I think that was a V-twin. it had, it was either a Two Brothers or a White Brothers exhaust, one of those Brothers exhausts. And that thing sounded like a dragster when you took off. Like it, wow, I mean, it was lit. All in all, I give this exhaust, especially for the price. Guys, I paid 160, 170 bucks for this exhaust. Shipped to my door, and I had it in like nearly overnight. They claimed it was going to be here on Saturday. I think I ordered it on a Thursday, and it ended up getting there Friday evening. It was worth it, well worth the money. If you're strapped for cash, especially if you're just like wanting to get a good sound out of your bike on a budget, there is nothing wrong with this exhaust, in my opinion. Now, I'm no like master mechanic. I haven't done R&D on this motor for years. I haven't done none of that, so who knows, I might be destroying my motor as we speak. I don't know, I can't tell you that. But what I can tell you, that there's no check engine light. I haven't had any troubles out of the bike at all. It's just been really, I mean, it's been pretty good. I haven't had no trouble out of it whatsoever. So if you're on the fence about it and whatnot, you just got to ask yourself this: do you want an exhaust right now? Do you want one now and just, you know, fork out 200 bucks, not even 200 bucks, and you'll have an exhaust that'll make brap noises? Or do you want to wait and have like a Krapovic or Yoshimura, Two Brothers, something like that, more name brand? There's no fault for that either, because I want a name brand exhaust as well. I went ahead and got this because I wanted it. I hate the stock sound. In fact, there hardly ain't even any sound out of the stock pipe at all, and it just looks like total garbage. Like the stock exhaust is just a big old giant cinder block sitting up under your bike. It's terrible. I get looks every time I start it up. Eventually somebody might say, well, you're getting looks because they say it sounds horrible. Well, I'm getting looks either way. It's like I told a friend of mine a long time ago, if I drove a hot pink car down the road and I went past you, your eyes would turn to that car, and you can't tell me it wouldn't, because it's so bright. Your eyes direct to that car instantly. Well, that's why that sign right there is yellow. Our eyes are supposed to focus, or not focus, our eyes are supposed to look to that sign, and it reflects. So if I drove a hot pink, neon pink car, went past you, your eyes will see that car. You will probably think that car is hideous, but you saw it, and that's all I care about. I just want people to see me. I give the price a 10 out of 10. Price for quality of the exhaust as well, 10 out of 10. I've had the exhaust for about a month now. 10 out of 10. Sound, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. The reason is I thought it was going to be just a tad bit louder, but it's loud enough. The look of the exhaust, as far as like aesthetics, it has that fake carbon fiber muffler on it, but from a distance you can't tell. When you get up close, you're just like, that looks tacky. I'm going to give that a 4.5 out of 10, because once you get up close and you see that it's fake. On the pipe part, the header, it got that really nice bronze color after it heated up, and now it's got that nice, really nice dark bold bronze color. I really like that. It's got good welds on it. I haven't had a problem with it, you know, cutting the welds or nothing. I feel like it's a really quality exhaust to only be 170 bucks shipped to your door. And that will be it for tonight's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button down below. That helps the channel out. And also, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more future content, so you'll stay up to date. I will be putting out more videos ASAP. With what's going on right now, it's kind of been a bit of a difficult issue. I've been working a lot because of the, you know, the thing that's going on right now. Anywho, it's been good, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.